everyone. Hi, welcome. Hi, Jen. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Dagmar. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, everyone. So lovely to see you. Happy World Meditation Day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our very first World Meditation Day event. We're going to get started in just a moment. Caroline, I'll take over the sharing so I can start sharing some music. I'm really happy to see all of your beautiful faces. Hello. Hi, Trisha. If you want to pop in the chat, I have many questions for you. What I want to know in the chat is one, where are you tuning in from? How amazing with people from all over the globe. And my second question is, are you already a meditator? And here's how I want you to answer. If you already have a Ziva meditation practice, you can put Ziva meditator. If you have a different meditation practice, you can put meditator. And if you're new, you can put new. Like if you're curious about starting meditation practice, you can put new. And that'll help us to know like who we're talking to. Is this about restarting your practice? Is this about diving in? But wow, I'm so delighted to see so many of you joining, so many Ziva meditators, so many people from all over the globe. Also, can we celebrate the fact that there even is a World Meditation Day? How amazing is that? While everyone is joining in, I'm just going to take a moment to do a little opening prayer, a little opening grounding. This is really just selfishly for me, but I think it will help all of us to get into coherence with each other. So before we even begin, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big, deep inhale into your heart. Exhale on a hum. Taking another big, delicious breath into your heart. Exhaling on the sound of ah, the sound of God. Ah. This time breathing all the way down into your belly, all the way down into your root. And exhaling on a pleasurable sigh. Taking a moment to set your intention for our time together. How would you love to feel during this beautiful activation? How would you love to feel during the meditation? And more importantly, how would you love to feel as you leave today? How grounded, how lit up, how saturated with bliss, how ahead of the curve, how recommitted, reconnected to your meditation practice would you love to feel today's session as you leave? If there's any other desires or prayers, perhaps you'd like to make a new friend. Perhaps you would like to recommit or start a meditation practice that you love. Perhaps you're here to learn about the mechanics of breathwork. Perhaps you're here to send some love to the whole planet. Whatever your intention is, just tuning into it, knowing that your desires are divinely inspired. If you're just joining us, you can go ahead and close your eyes, taking a big breath into your heart. And even already as we exhale, let's send some love to every other person joining us from across the globe for World Meditation Day. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you can start to slowly, gently open the eyes. Really, really good. So I'd love to just check in. How's it looking, Caroline? And by the way, if you haven't met Caroline, Caroline's our amazing head of customer success at Ziva Meditation, and she's also going to help moderate for us today. I'm curious, like, who are you seeing? I know it's a lot of people answering all at once, but are you seeing mostly new folks, Ziva meditators, people who have a different meditation practice?
We have a really amazing mix here
I
today,
think
and
you're
I think
muted.
that's... Oh, can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear Caroline? It might be me. You can hear Caroline. Okay.
Okay,
Might be me. I'm going to turn.
great. Yeah, we have a really good mix of people today. So thank you all for joining us for World Meditation Day. We're so excited to have you.
Yeah. And is there anything logistically that we need to know, Caroline, before I jump in, before I start sharing and dropping us into breathwork and meditation with Erin?
No, I think just be really present and open for the experience today. We're so delighted to have you with us.
Yeah. So here's what's going to happen today. I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction to the style of meditation that I personally practice, that I've been teaching for about 16 years now to over 60,000 amazing people on the planet, and answer any questions that are coming up. So if you know you have questions right now of like, hey, this is happening for me, or hey, I don't understand this, or what's the difference between this and this would be a great time to ask it in the chat. And then I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to give you like, what I'm going to call like the MVP, like the minimum viable product. I'm going to give you like the most concentrated dose that I can of how to either jump in and meditate with us today, or to restart your practice. And then my amazing friend, Erin Alexander, who I think is like the world's certainly leading personal and physical trainer, but also has created something called the Align Method, and is a superstar when it comes to anatomy and breath and mindset and recovery. He can correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm exaggerating, but I think he is responsible for the fastest recovery in NFL history. He helped Aaron Rodgers recover from his ACL injury when he was playing, I think, last season. So he is going to talk to us about the mechanics of breathwork and actually lead us through a breathwork session to prepare us for the Ziva meditation practice that you're going to do today. And the way I like to think about breathwork is that it's like pulling the bow back on the bow and arrow, so that when you surrender into the meditation, your body is prepared. Your body can really fall into it. And I'm going to talk about the difference between breathwork and meditation. Zoom is saying, confirm your speaking language. It sounds like you may have switched to a different language. Am I speaking in a different, did I accidentally go into light language? Am I just talking so fast? It thinks I'm speaking in Hungarian, you guys. Fun fact, I played Hanyak in Chicago, the musical on Broadway, and she was Hungarian. I'm going to give you a little taste of that just to really confuse Zoom. My monologue in what's that, Cell Block Tango, I was a Hungarian and everyone's being accused of murdering their husbands, and I was like, "Mit karasek anitis monyokoji anhiris lakam le fakta le chaptam apayet denem igas," and it went on, and at the end I was just like, "Not guilty." And I think that Hanyak is the only one of those women who actually did not murder her husband. I believe that Hanyak was actually innocent, but no, Zoom, I was not speaking in Hungarian until now.
Emily, we are having a few people that are having issues hearing, even with the volume turned up. So
Okay.
just making sure that your mic settings are adjusted.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's check that right now. You guys can tell me what sounds better. I can either use the computer audio, or I can do my fancy microphone. So this is computer audio. This is, if you like this will be 1, and then we'll test this. My mic will be 2. Oh, hold on. Wait, no. Oh yeah. How's that? Is this hello? Test, test. Is this thing on?
Yes, it's
Tip your
on.
waiter.
Great.
Yeah, good. Is this better?
Definitely looks like we're getting some 2s. So I think let's go with the fancy mic. Only the best for World Meditation Day.
Only the best. Okay, so is this still good here? You can hear me better on the microphone? Okay, thank you everyone for your patience. I'm so glad that you're here. So, I'm way louder than you. Who's way louder than who? I think that was old. I think we're good now. I can hear you fine. All right, it's closer to you. How is it now? Great. Okay, thank you for the feedback. All right, so here's what I actually want to do before we go into our meditation today. I want to hear in the comments, in the chat, like, 1, where are you with your practice? I know that we've already said, like, are you a Ziva meditator? Do you have a different meditation practice, or are you new? But now what I want to do is create like a really safe space. I was imagining almost like a meditation confessional, or like a meditation purge fest. So here's what I want you to do is, like, if you've fallen off the wagon, if you're on once a day, if you haven't meditated in 2 months, if you haven't meditated in 3 years, this is your chance to just like name it, to get right with it. Be like, I feel guilty, I feel embarrassed, I feel frustrated, whatever it is. So either if you have been trained and you're not doing the thing that you want to do, I want you to just like say it, like get it out in the open. And if you're trying to meditate and don't know exactly how, and you're feeling frustrated, this can be your purge fest of like, I sit there and my mind is racing. I feel like I'm failing. I'm thinking about my laundry. I'm getting hives when I do it. I don't have time to do it. I feel like I'm falling asleep. Like, whatever, like, what's your beef on meditation? I want you to just have this, like, the safe space to just like purge it out, barf it out, confess it out, anything you've been holding, anything that's been keeping you from being in full integrity with you having this date with yourself. This is your chance to air it in the comments. And I think it's also going to help me to guide you today. It's really fun. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Mind is always racing during meditation. Mm-hmm. Whoa, it's going so fast. I'm doing once a day minimum. I'm not doing it enough. Oh yeah, so we've got 2x a day. I'm doing my advanced technique. I'm unstressing. I feel really frustrated. I'm not as consistent. I keep falling asleep. I haven't done it in months. Yeah. My monkey mind needs a banana. I think that's the first. I want to say congratulations to whoever made that comment because in my 16 years, I've never heard anyone say that my monkey mind needs a banana. I love it. My practice is inconsistent. Um, Beautiful. Sticking to my schedule. I'm stressed. Once a day, every day. Ziva once a day. Okay. I need something new. I'm bored. Yeah. Anyone else get bored with meditation? Just give me like a yes if you get bored during meditation. So newsflash, meditation is kind of boring. Okay, like sometimes when you're doing it, it's kind of boring. And I've been doing this every single day, twice a day. I just had my 18-year metaversary. And I am not meditating because I have extra time. I am not meditating because I love meditation every single time I do it. I'm a single mom. I'm a CEO of a company. I travel, I speak. I have a very full, robust life. I have amazing friends who are awesome and often sometimes need a lot of my attention. I have the world's best 6-year-old son who also has been dealing with an issue where he can't really be alone, like at all. And so he needs pretty much like 24-hour, like intense attention from me. So I am not meditating every day, twice a day for 18 years because I have extra time. And I'm not doing it because I like how it feels every single time. So I just want to get that out of the way. And I want to name that every single one of these comments is so valid and so welcome here. I feel like I don't have time. I feel like my mind is racing. I feel like I'm falling asleep. I feel frustrated during the practice. I feel bored. Um, Wait, is the sound still bad? No, sounds okay.
Yeah, we're getting mixed. I think most people can hear you. I think it's a Zoom setting depending on your computer. Most
Uh-huh.
people are saying sound is good. Some people are saying not.
Okay.
So just check your Zoom settings, folks, and it seems like most people can hear perfectly. And if you're having issues, you can always watch on YouTube as well.
Right, Caroline is loud, Emily is soft. So fascinating. All right, let's just see if we can fix this once and for all because I want everyone to enjoy this. No need to feel annoyed. Let's try that. I just changed my input volume. Is that any better?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right. Thank you for the feedback. We want high class here. We want A plus meditation. Um, so what I'm saying is that I'm not meditating because I love necessarily how it feels every single time during the sitting. I meditate because of how I feel in the rest of my day, how it impacts my sleep, how it impacts my stress, how it impacts my sex drive, how it impacts my immune function, how it impacts my skin, right? Like I'm 46 years old and I feel like my skin is getting like better and better. I feel like my strength is getting better. I feel like my sex drive is improving. I feel like my capacity is increasing. And the beautiful thing about specifically this style of meditation is that the benefits are cumulative, meaning that the longer you meditate, it's going to accrue interest. Your consciousness is going to keep increasing and increasing because you get quote unquote addicted to meditation. Just like you need more coffee. If you drink coffee every single day, you're going to need more coffee to feel that same high. The cool thing is that the same thing is true of the bliss chemistry that is released during your body and brain during meditation. So you're going to release dopamine and serotonin, which are bliss chemicals when you meditate. And let's say you do this every day for a year. After a year, your brain is going to need more of that dopamine and serotonin to feel the same bliss. So your brain starts making more of it. So I'm using addiction in air quotes because meditation is not actually destructive. I would define addiction as any time you're seeking fulfillment outside of you for to fill an internal void. And meditation not only is filling something internal with your own internal pharmacology, but it is also not destructive. right? Like most quote unquote addictions are creating some sort of a damage, right? Like alcohol kills your neurons in your brain, whereas meditation actually increases neurogenesis. Caffeine is masking your body's ability to feel tired because caffeine is molecularly very similar to a chemical called adenosine, which is what your brain produces to tell you that you're sleepy. So caffeine isn't giving you energy. Caffeine is masking your brain's ability to feel tired. Whereas meditation is actually giving your body rest that is 5 times deeper than sleep. And so for just 15 minutes, you're giving your body the equivalent of about an hour and a half rest, but without a sleep hangover. And then on the other side, you have more energy, more bliss, more fulfillment. And this is what gives you that edge of what I believe is that we meditate to get good at life, not to get good at meditation. Right? Like I say this again, is I think this is going to be on my tombstone. We meditate to get good at life, not to get good at meditation. Okay, this is interesting. Some people are talking about rapé and pot. I personally have a rapé practice. I don't do it that often, but I'll do it maybe, I don't know, once or 3 times a month. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's a really beautiful way to connect to the vine. If you don't know, rapé is like a ground tobacco, sometimes mixed with other herbs, and you like use a tool and you sniff it, and so it can create a really intense sensation, and it can really like connect you or ground you. So I'm not anti-rapé. I just would not recommend doing it and then meditating. And this goes for alcohol, this goes for pot, this goes for ketamine, this goes for any consciousness altering substance. I recommend meditating first, right? Like ground yourself, flood your brain and body with dopamine and serotonin, access that source energy, feel good, get high on your own supply. And then if you want to alter your consciousness after that, totally fine. You're an adult. But I've actually been working with 2 super VIP clients that had a rapé practice every day. And now not only are they doing less of it, but they're doing Ziva, like that Ziva has become their replacement for that. And then occasionally they'll do Ziva and then do rapé. Marijuana and meditation are not really great dancing partners, kind of ever. And again, I'm not anti-marijuana. It's just they don't go that well together. And alcohol, like I love having a glass of champagne here and there. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but alcohol just is killing your brain cells. Like that's why you get a buzz, is that it's killing your neurons. Okay, great. Thanks for these questions. Getting better at life. Mm-hmm. Oh, CBD I think is fine. CBD is an endocannabinoid, and it actually decreases brain inflammation, which so does meditation, because adrenaline and cortisol are stress hormones and they are inflammatory. They can actually create brain or body inflammation, whereas dopamine and serotonin, which are the bliss chemicals that happen during Ziva meditation, they're alkaline in nature and they can decrease inflammation. So CBD will help you to decrease that inflammation as well. So yeah, great. All right. And this is not World World Pharmaceutical or World Drug Day. So we are gonna switch it back to World Meditation Day. I can talk about medicines for a long time. Um, okay. So here's my dream for today is that one, we drop into deep coherence with ourselves. Two, we create outrageous coherence with each other and through the field. We have almost 1,000 people here today. And I was talking about this yesterday with Dave Asprey, who is, many people think about as the father of biohacking, and he just wrote a book called Heavily Meditated. But we were talking about the research done by not only Joe Dispenza, but also Lynn McTaggart about the power of intention. And when you have just 8 people, all you need is 8 people dropping into coherence and putting their attention on a similar thing to shift, to have a measurable shift in the field. And now we're about to have almost 1,000 people dropping into coherence and putting our attention on this one meditation. So I want you to just lean into and celebrate the modern miracle that is, the modern miracle that we have Zoom, the modern miracle that we can transcend time and space and get to meditate together. So my prayer is that we feel this coherence inside of ourselves, that we create a beautiful network of coherence with every single person attending, that we get to experience the profundity of accessing that pure consciousness, of accessing that which cannot be named. That maybe for some of you, for the first time ever, you get to touch that pure bliss, that pure transcendence, that you get to move beyond the realm of thinking into the realm of pure being. And then from that space, we're going to manifest. And by the way, this is the Ziva technique of mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. We use mindfulness to handle our stress in the now and to prepare ourselves for the meditation. Then we go into meditation, this deep rest to help to eradicate our stress from the past. And then we end with manifesting to help to set our dreams and goals for the future. So mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. And part of our manifestation today is going to be to send some bliss to the whole dang planet, to send some bliss to every single person who needs it. We are, I don't need to tell you, but we're in a time of extraordinary change right now. Astrologically, politically, economically, technologically, biologically, we are in a time of extraordinary change, and it's just going to speed up. Okay. It's not slowing down anytime soon. I was talking to one of my friends who's pretty high up in government, and they were talking about AI, and they were like, it's not an asymptotic curve, it's a vertical line. Like the rate of change of AI is a vertical line. We've never seen anything like that in our lifetimes. Our biology is not currently designed to adapt that quickly. And that is one of the reasons why I am so hell bent on getting meditation to as many people as possible. Because specifically, Ziva meditation, what it does is that it allows you to fill up your reservoirs of what I call adaptation energy. Now, adaptation energy is your ability to adapt to a change of demand. It's your ability to handle a change of expectation. And this is the artist formerly known as stress. Okay, so like, oh, mother-in-law's being a real ding dong. Change of expectation burns up adaptation energy. Like, oh, my GPS said it was going to take me 15 minutes to get to work. Got on the highway. There was an accident. It took me 35 minutes. Change of expectation burns up adaptation energy. Oh, I thought I was in a relationship. This person texted me and broke up with me on a Tuesday. Huge change of expectation burns up adaptation energy. If you burn up enough of your adaptation energy and then you have another change of expectation, another demand, your body will launch involuntarily into a fight or flight stress reaction. Okay. And that is what stress is. Stress is your body's reaction to an external demand. Stress is not the external circumstances. And this is a really, really important point, right? Because if you are defining stress as what's happening in the world around you, you're in victim mode. You're in a real liability for your happiness, for your strength, for your resilience of like, oh, I have to wait till my bank account, my partner, my house, the economy, and politics are all great, and then I will be happy. Right? Like that's not a great plan, especially right now. But if instead you can start to be more sovereign, more self-sufficient, more reliant, if you have the ability to tap into the very field of consciousness, to the very field of bliss, to the very source of adaptation energy every single day, not only once, but twice a day to fill up your reservoirs, you're going to start to feel like Neo, to where you're just like flowing and adapting with life. It doesn't mean you don't have feelings. It doesn't mean you don't get mad. It doesn't mean you don't feel sad, but you feel those feelings and you move through to the new now. And because your reservoirs of adaptation energy are filled, you can create, you can support other people, you can be more present with what is, which is different than like, oh no, I'm triggered. I'm fighting people unnecessarily. I'm fleeing hard conversations, or I'm freezing. Like the news is so overwhelming. My kids are so demanding. Stress is so, like my money is making me feel so much stress that I'm just actually in freeze. So one of my intentions today is that if you're in fight, flight, or freeze, that your body gets some reprieve, that you start to feel nourished, that you start to feel held by yourself, that you start to feel held by the collective. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is we're going to use a tool to help your body de-excite, to help your body move out of fight or flight and into what I call stay and play. Yep, some people are sharing, I've been in freeze. Yep. Thank you for sharing that. Saying I miss these lives. Yeah, playing dead is freeze. Really beautiful. So someone's asking, what is the difference between Ziva and other styles of meditation? And I think that's a great lead in. So I'll answer this question. And as I'm answering it, I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to prepare you for what we're going to do today, to prepare you for the meditation portion. And then I will introduce Aaron Alexander, which I'm really excited about bringing him on so he can lead the breath work to also help prepare us for the meditation. So the way that Ziva is different from other styles of meditation is one, it really works, meaning that you're going to see a noticeable and marked difference in your life, usually right off the bat. Usually, people within the first few days of starting the training, they're like, whoa, my sleep is better. Like, oh, I am more present. Oh, my sex drive is feeling better. My immune system is stronger. For me personally, this style of meditation cured my insomnia. I was having insomnia for 18 months, and it cured my insomnia on the first day of my first course. I then didn't get sick for 8.5 years. I stopped going gray. I stopped getting sick. I started enjoying my job again. And so I left Broadway, went to India, and started a 3-year training process to teach this. And right before I asked myself the question, why isn't everyone doing this? Which is also the name of my podcast, shameless plug for season 4, which starts next Tuesday. But I really genuinely thought that of like, wait, I found this tool. It's so good. Why isn't everyone doing this? And so went to India, trained for many years to be a teacher, and then have been teaching this now for almost 16 years. So what makes Ziva different from other styles is that it's not a guided meditation. Like I'll be guiding you in and out, but there will be times today where you're actually in silence. And for those of you who have never done that, for those of you who don't yet have training, that might feel scary. Okay. And I just want to acknowledge that there's nothing wrong with you if the thought of doing a silent meditation feels scary. Meditation is a skill. Okay. Meditation is a skill like any other skill. And so just like you wouldn't do like a 20-day Japanese challenge without first learning how to speak Japanese, I don't understand why people expect themselves to be able to meditate without ever training in meditation. And I think that's why so many people are dependent on the meditation apps or guided YouTube videos where someone is guiding you along. Now, there's nothing wrong with those. I think there's a lot of really beautiful guided visualizations out there, but I would put most of what people are calling meditation, like the headspace, the calm, the YouTube videos, I would put those in the category of mindfulness, which is awesome. Mindfulness we use as the appetizer at Ziva. It's like the warm up. And mindfulness is the art of bringing your awareness into the present moment. It's the art of bringing your awareness into the right now. And what we do at Ziva is sometimes breath, but oftentimes we bring our awareness into our senses. What am I hearing? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? What am I touching? And then once you are more present, once you're in your body, then you can surrender into the meditation. And the meditation portion of Ziva is based on a 6,000-year-old practice called Nishkam Karma Yoga, which means union attained by action hardly taken. Yoga means union, karma means action, and nishkam means hardly taken. So, union attained by action hardly taken, lazy meditation. So, you might find yourself today kind of nodding into what feels like a little bit of a sleepy feeling. So, some of you who said, I feel like I'm falling asleep, provided that you're still upright and provided that you're not drooling during the session, chances are you're actually falling into meditation and not into sleep. So, what we do at Ziva is that you want to have your back supported and your head free. So back supported, head free. And then we use a tool. We actually use a sound, which I'll talk about more in a moment, to act as a mind anchor, to de-excite the nervous system. And when you de-excite your nervous system, you create order. And when you create order in your body, in your cells, then the lifetime of accumulated stress that we all have starts to come up and out. That's why I was saying that the benefits of Ziva are in fact cumulative, okay? Because we're going to use a tool to de-excite the nervous system. And just like when you freeze a drop of water, it turns into a snowflake, right? Like it's creating order, like sacred geometry, just like when you play a certain frequency of music, that water around water or sand will take the shape of sacred geometry. These sounds that we're going to use today, it's going to do something similar to your cells on an internal way. It's called the science of cymatics, the science of sound. And so we're going to use a tool to de-excite the nervous system to help to get rid of some of those backlog of stresses from our past. That's the meditation. And then we're going to do a collective prayer or manifesting. And manifesting is all about planting your seeds for the future. And I won't go too deep into this, but I have found that the combination of meditation and manifesting is so much more powerful together than either one alone, right? Because if you plant those prayers, if you manifest from that field of pure consciousness, those prayers can go out a lot further and faster. Also, if you use the meditation as a time to listen, hey, how would you use me? Hey, what would I love? Like if you use that stillness, that access to source as a time to have a two-way conversation, not just with saying your complaints and your desires to nature, but actually listening. How would nature like to use me to deliver my fulfillment to the world? You're going to find that your desires are more in alignment, right? That you actually start to be more on your particular dharma, your particular purpose, because you're in communion with your higher self. You're in communion with collective intelligence. And that's one of the beautiful benefits of Ziva, is that you're getting to plug into that collective intelligence every day, twice a day. So Ziva is different from other styles. Quick recap is that we teach three things: mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. And the whole really is greater than the sum of its parts. Also, the actual meditation style is very different than guided apps or guided YouTube videos, because you're accessing a verifiable fourth state of consciousness, different than waking, sleeping, or dreaming. And in that fourth state of consciousness, your body is getting rest that is 5 times deeper than sleep. And when you give your body the rest that it needs, it knows how to heal itself. And one of the things that it heals itself is stress, not just from today, not just all the stuff we've picked up in our mind, but all of that cumulative stress in our body. And this is why over time, meditators start to usher themselves into higher and higher states of consciousness, because I believe that enlightenment is available to all of us right here, right now. And the only thing keeping us from that is the backlog of stresses. So we just bit by bit, day by day, meditation by meditation, we start to shed that accumulation of stresses. Okay. Oh, the other thing that's different about Ziva is that it's not a guided app. I don't want you addicted to your phone for meditation. What we're going to do today is like a little sampler. It's like a little amuse-bouche. But Ziva is a training. It's a 15-day matriculation that walks you through mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. And those of you who have already enrolled in Ziva meditation, I want to remind you that you have lifetime access. So if you want to go back and refresh, I encourage you to take the course again, take it 2 or 3 times, know that it's there for you. And those of you who don't yet have training, I'm going to do a really special invitation and offer for you at the end here. Spoiler alert, it's just 50% off of the training. So we'll give you the code and the link for that in a little bit. But for now, I just want us to enjoy this session. Liz is saying Ziva meditation is great training. I would agree. Is enlightenment like lightening an emotional load? I believe that enlightenment is you in the most amazing version of you. It's like the most alive, stress-free, abundant, inflow, connected, resplendent version of you. I don't think that enlightenment is like any one prescriptive thing. And I certainly don't think that you have to be a monk in order to be enlightened. Um, so here we go. So that is how Ziva is different. Thank you for asking that. And now we're going to drop into this coherent field. We're going to actually get to do a little bit of a taste of it. And Erin's going to lead us through breathwork in just a moment. The one thing I'll say before we go in, because I don't want to talk too much after the breathwork, is that with Ziva, you do not have to quiet your mind. Thoughts are not the enemy of this style of meditation. Effort is. Okay, so this is really important, especially for those of you who are new. Thoughts are not the enemy of meditation. Effort is. So if you find that you're having thoughts during this session, don't panic. It doesn't mean you're failing. If like a siren goes by and you hear the siren and you think about the siren, it doesn't mean you're failing. You haven't done anything wrong. It just means that you're not deaf. Okay, so meditation is not going to make you deaf. As a matter of fact, your ears are going to work really well. You're almost going to feel like you have spidey senses during this sitting today, and that's a-okay. You just hear the sound. Great, you're having a thought about it. Amazing. Then you're going to come back to the sound that I'm going to give you after Erin's breath work. Okay, really, really good. Beautiful. So Erin, can we invite Erin to join me, Caroline? So those of you who are just joining right now and you didn't hear me earlier, Aaron's a dear friend. He's an extraordinary trainer. He knows so much about the body. He's the founder of the Align method. And he is going to teach us not only the mechanics of breath work, but also walk us through a process to prepare the body for meditation. How are we doing? Aaron, are you here? Is he here?
I am here. I
Oh,
unmuted
hi.
myself.
Oh, great. I'm gonna see if I can see your face. Boom.
Can you see me?
Great. Oh yeah. Hi.
We are
Looking,
here.
look,
We are here.
we're here.
Hello.
Welcome.
How do you do? This is so beautiful. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So yeah, so what do we need to know about I love your passion for making sure that people know the mechanics of breath work. So I'd love to
Mhm.
learn a little bit of that. And then what do you think would be the best technique to kind of de-excite our nervous system and prepare us for this meditation?
Yeah, that was so my background has been training in manual therapy for the last 20 or so years or so. And I've had the opportunity to work with all sorts of folks like Aaron, like you mentioned, things of the sort,
Mm-hmm.
and transitioned myself and my focus and the branding of everything to breath in the last couple of years
Mm-hmm.
because it's the foundation of regulating your nervous system. And if you can regulate your nervous system, then you can regulate the tone of your muscles and all of the musculoskeletal system. And so a lot of the stuff that we're doing when we're doing like training and exercise and body work and all that, what we're really attempting to do is we're looking to work with the nervous system, and breath is just the highest leverage tool to be able to start to regulate that. So what we're going to do today is start off with an exploration into movement and mechanics. Be very short, very brief. And then we'll go into a little bit of stimulation of the nervous system using your breath. And then we'll finish with down regulation, calming, and then transition into the meditation. This is a combination that I find to be very helpful. I've led, I don't know, a plethora of different type of meditation type classes and ceremonies and things of the sort. And I've heard very consistently incorporating breath work before allows people to go oftentimes deeper, but at least like very deep in comparison.
Mm.
So is everybody ready to explore this? And give me a thumbs up if we're here, we're present, ready to get in.
I am
Cool.
feeling ready. I'm feeling excited. Thank you so much for guiding us through this.
Yeah, of course. So the first thing, something to think about before going into this is, and while we're doing this, I'm going to give a little bit of knowledge for you as we go. But as I'm doing this, I want you to start to explore the intuition and the wisdom of your body. So sit in stillness for a moment. Just start to observe yourself and just start to notice your breath. Notice where your breath feels easy. Notice where your breath feels accessible. Oftentimes, if we're doing something like meditation, we can kind of put a block between ourselves and where we would like ourselves to be. It's kind of a place of like, I'm not good at meditation. This is frustrating. This is hard. Notice how freaking amazing you are. Notice what works in your life. Notice what works in your body. Notice what works in your breath. Notice where you're able to access your breath. Just start to bring your energy into what works. Bring your energy into the availability for the gratitude for what works. And just start to sit. Notice. Now start to explore audible exhalations. So breathing in, you can follow the sound of my breath if you want. Breathe in for about 4 seconds. Hold at the top. And then just have an audible sighing exhalation, just kind of purging any kind of stickiness out of yourself. Going through a few more rounds of that at your own pace, breathing in for about 4 seconds or so, whatever works for you. Follow what feels good for you. Hold at the top just for a couple of seconds, and then sigh it out. And anything that feels maybe a little bit contractive in your body, any tension, any worry, any stress, anxiety, anything that feels available for you to release, like it would feel good to release, every time you exhale, visualize that as actual energy leaving your body, that you're ready to say, thank you. And you're welcome to be breathed out of my body in this moment. And keep on following that And something to be aware of as you're doing this, little science, keep following this breathing pattern. Every time you inhale, you are actually activating the systems in your brain that cause you to imprint information. They hold on to information. You're stimulating the amygdala, you're stimulating the hippocampus. You're actually holding on to information. It will actually increase your ability to remember information. There's been significant research around this. When you exhale, every time you exhale, you are actually starting to provide the opportunity to release information from the body. It's not so much a remembering, it's kind of a releasing and a letting go. You have about 20,000 breaths every single day. Every breath you take is an opportunity to bring in what you choose and release what you're ready to let go of. So now as we're exploring that breath, just start to come into a little bit of movement and start to just stretch your neck side to side. And just left, right. And see if you can start to incorporate your breathing with your movement. So maybe you can breathe in as you go left and exhale as you go right. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth or the nose, where it feels good to you. Start to change that up into circles. So going all the way around. As you come into extension, leaning back, you're on your inhalation. As you come into flexion, leaning forward, you're in your exhalation. Start to bring some suppleness into the spine. Now just start to bring that into flexion, extension. So extending with the inhalation, flexing with the exhalation. Now start to activate a little bit of wiggle in the lips. So what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in and you're going to flutter your lips on the exhalation. Shake out any tension in the body. A couple more times. I saw Allison Zarnt. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name, but she was starting to stretch her face and her open up some of the tissue on her neck and her face. Start to do that with yourself. Find any place where there is tension in your body and just open it up. We have years, decades, millennia of tension that we hold on to. Some of it's ours, some of it's our parents, some of it's our grandparents. Every day, every breath is an opportunity to release a little bit of that. So just explore your body, start to come into awareness, like, where am I feeling tension in this system? Start off with some gratitude of, where am I winning? How am I doing so good? Now let's go in and just kind of start pulling some weeds and just finding, using your own intuition, intelligence of your body, getting out of the way of your mind, coming into your heart, coming into your awareness, coming into your intuition. What does your body need right now to open yourself up for breath? Shake out the wrists. Follow the flutter of the lips. Shake out your face. Shake out the shoulders. Feel that electricity moving through the body, and then just coming back into stillness. Audible exhalation. Notice how your breath feels after just that little bit. And we're not going to go too deep into this. I'm going to go deeper elsewhere. If you guys want to follow along, I can share my information. But we're going to go and explore stimulating the nervous system briefly. And then we're going to go into calming the nervous system briefly. And then we'll transition back into the Ziva meditation. So what we're going to do is you're going to explore using your breath to stimulate yourself. So if you were surprised or afraid or something happened that surprised you, the way that you would breathe would be inhalation, strong, fast inhalation. And so if you are calm and you're relaxed, you will breathe in a. So moving forward for the rest of your life, every time you want to stimulate yourself, you can breathe a little bit faster, a little bit up higher. If you want to calm yourself down, you're a little bit stressed, nervous. So we're going to go through a quick little pattern that you guys have probably done before, where it's going to be breathing a little bit harder. And then we're going to finish with some breath holds, and then we'll transition. So it's going to look like is this. You go hard, strong, deep breath, and then just let it fall out. About 30 rounds of that, and then we'll follow with some down regulation, and then we'll transition. So if you guys, are you guys, give me a thumbs up if you're with me. You guys with me? Very cool. So what we're going to do is
feeling so much more open. Thank you, Aaron. Loving this.
Yeah, of course. And something else to add, because I'm a big fan. So the reason that I teach the stuff I teach, I create a thing called Line Breathing Program. And the reason that I did that in the first place is because the deficits that I see in the breathing spaces, there's not a lot of awareness of what the heck we're doing. And there's also not a lot of awareness around mechanics. So something to play with as we're doing this right now is bring your hands onto your ribs and start to follow your breath down into your lower ribs and expand horizontally with your breath. So do that with me. Again, allow the ribs to curl forward down towards the hips slightly, and really starting to feel the three-dimensionality of your breath. Start to feel that breath into the lower back. You can bring your hands to your lower back. If you can start to feel that breath into the lower ribs and the lower back, it means you're putting your ribs into a position to be able to actually access your diaphragm. Every time you are taking an inhalation, your diaphragm is descending. If you're chronically extended forward with the ribs flaring slightly, a lot of people are doing this. For a guy, it's like shows that you're confident, you're peacocking. For a girl, it makes your booty pop, you know, kind of another version of peacocking for gals. To close that system up and bring yourself truly into an integrity and alignment and authenticity with yourself. That will look a little bit like this three-dimensional breath. And by a little bit, I mean exactly like this three-dimensional breath. So breathing in, expanding outward through the ribs. So now you are you're creating a closed cylinder for your breath. So your pelvic floor, you're feeling that breath all the way down to the pelvic floor. As you inhale, the pelvic floor is releasing, expanding, relaxing. As you exhale, it's starting to come back up. Now we're going to follow that breathing pattern, breathing into the lower ribs and the lower back. And we're going to start to add a little bit more challenge and stimulation. So it's going to look like this. Follow with me. It's going to go, we're about just 20 reps of this. You can follow with me starting now. Keep following on your own. You're going to go for about 8 more breaths. Keep following it. Keep expanding as big as you can. Full exhalation. Keep on following it. Keep on following it. You're going to about 3 more breaths, 2 more breaths, last more breath, and then full complete exhalation, completely empty at the bottom. Out, 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 out. Now exploring complete emptiness in the body. Invitation to elongate the spine. Invitation to subtly squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the P muscles. Exploring the sensation of emptiness in the body. Exploring thoughts that arise. Holding each thought with equal weight. And then in about 5 seconds, we're going to take a breath into the nose. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath into the nose. All the way full, all the way full, all the way full. Another sip of air through the mouth at the top. Now hold at the top, exploring what it feels like to be completely full. Exploring space in the body, dimension of the body, occupying every last bit of energetic real estate within yourself? Is there any space within yourself that perhaps there's availability for you to bring your awareness into just a little bit more? It could be your hips, it could be your pelvic floor, it could be the back of your heart, it could be your throat, it could be the space behind your neck, it could be space above your head. A long audible exhalation in 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom, completely empty, starting to challenge your system just a little bit. As you are starting to challenge your system, you're actually making yourself more resilient to future and present stress. You're actually making your blood more efficient at being released into your brain and your muscles. Your body's becoming more resilient and more efficient as a product of just beginning to nudge these boundaries a little bit. Deep breath into the nose in 3, 2, 1. And then just audible sigh exhalation. We are almost done. Start to breathe slow and light and deep through the nose, landing the plane. Start to bring your breath into the slowest and lightest and deepest it's ever been in your entire life. Can you bring your breath to the point that it is practically imperceptible? And once you feel like your breath is as light and slow and deep as it's ever been, see if you can make it just a little bit lighter. See if you can slow it down just a little bit more. Observing thoughts. Any thought. Just letting it pass, observing it, saying, oh, hey. And then we can start to bring our awareness back into our body. Stretch out your wrists a little bit. And then we can come back to beautiful Emily. So that was a very brief little journey going into exploring mechanics just a bit for future reference, exploration. Just bring your hands down to your lower ribs. Anytime you're feeling a little stressed, bring your hands down there. That will immediately calm you down. If you are breathing in a resourced way, anatomically, that would be through the diaphragm. If you're breathing in an unresourced way, a scarcity-based way, a fear-based way, you'll start to breathe up into the shoulders. Everything starts to get tight. And so anytime throughout the day, just as much as you can, start to bring your awareness down into breathing into lower ribs. Anytime you want to stimulate yourself, you can explore, speed the breath up a little bit. Anytime you are feeling anxious, feeling stressed, any of that stuff, you always have your breath as an anchor to come home to. The core of who you are is joy, is ecstasis, is love, is all the things that Emily's so good with embodying. And you always have that. That's who you are. And the breath is the greatest reminder to bring you back into that space. And hopefully this was a supportive little journey into mechanics, how to calm, how to stimulate, and back to Emily.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aaron. Just give me a thumbs up if you're feeling a little bit more grounded, a little bit more in your body. I love what you said, Aaron, about like this is making you more resilient. So that but those breath holds at the bottom, the breath holds at the top, that is teaching you that you actually get to be driving your physiology. And Aaron, I think you're such an extraordinary teacher, and he's just created a new breathwork course, which we'll let you know about in just a little bit. But I don't want to get too far into our brains. I don't want to get too far into our minds. I want to take this beautiful breathwork and start to ease down and deepen into the meditation. So we're going to share an offer from Aaron in a little bit. But what I'm going to invite you to do now is just remember what I said is that thoughts are not the enemy of meditation, effort is. And those of you who already have your mantra, those of you who already have a Ziva meditation practice, please keep your mantra that you got during the training. Everyone who's new, or if you've never done a meditation training before, then I'm going to give you a tool that you can use for today's session. And so the thing I want you to know is that you're going to hear this sound almost like a mantra. You're going to hear it like a whisper of an echo in the background of your mind. And I want you to hear it almost like you would an instrument. And it's going to get fainter and finer. And if at any point this sound slips away, don't try to hold on, just let it go. And when you notice during the session, you're like, oh, I'm thinking about my taxes. I'm thinking about when I'm picking up my kid from school. Great, all good, no problem. Thoughts are not the enemy of Ziva. Effort is. When you realize that you're off, you're going to gently float back to this sound that I'm going to give you, that we're going to use almost like a mantra. And friendly reminder that mantra is not a slogan. Mantra is a Sanskrit word. Man means mind and trut means vehicle. So we're going to use this sound like a vehicle to take ourselves from these active layers of thinking down into more subtle layers of right brain being. And your body is already primed and prepped because of this beautiful breath work that we just did. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Taking a big breath in. Exhaling on that beautiful audible sigh. And I'm going to invite you to listen for all the sounds that you can hear around you. Right now, I can hear birds chirping outside my window, the white noise of my refrigerator. Perhaps you can hear the fan on your computer. And we're going to use the sounds as an opportunity to practice simultaneity of consciousness. So, just like you can include all of the sounds inside of the symphony of now, just like your ears are not becoming deaf, we are similarly not going to try to focus. We are not going to try to make the thoughts go away. So imagine pulling the lens of your perception out, including all of the sounds inside of this. Noticing the loud sounds, the soft sounds. And then allowing your awareness to rest down into your physical sensation, your tactile sensation, feeling your bum in the chair, feeling your clothes against your skin, feeling the subtlety of the breath as it enters and exits the nostrils. And at this point in the process, you don't have to control your breath. You don't have to think about the timing of the breath. I want you to just let it be easy and natural, allowing yourself to be breathed. Seeing the blackness behind your eyelids, even with the eyes closed. Even tasting what you're tasting and smelling what you're smelling. Allowing all five senses to be an invitation into your body, into this moment, into this now. And from this space of acceptance and inclusivity and simultaneity of consciousness, we can start to surrender into the meditation. And those of you who are new to Ziva, I invite you to think of this as something brand new. Letting go of any old ideas of what you think should or should not be happening, any old agendas of trying to clear your mind, and instead allow this to be restful, simple, lazy, sleepy. And those of you, again, who have your own mantra, you can use that. Those of you who are new, I'm going to give you a sound to hear like a whisper of an echo in the background of the mind. Simply going to hear the sound. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Letting it get fainter and finer. Noticing that if at any point it slips away, do not try to hold on. Just let it go. 1, 1. Noticing how simple it is, noticing how easy it can be. Letting this have an imprint as a new form of meditation for you, where we don't concentrate, we don't control the mind. Just think this sound, hear this sound. And we remember that we don't try to meditate. We don't try to keep the tempo of the sound the same, nor do we try to change the tempo. And we don't concentrate against thoughts we might have or against noises we might hear. So we don't resist thoughts. We don't resist noise. We don't resist the sound changing or disappearing. We simply take it as it comes, letting it be simple, natural, and innocent. And if at any point you feel like you're falling into a sleepy feeling, giving yourself permission to fall into that, letting it be restful, letting it be lazy, letting it be innocent. You're doing great. Just one, one, one. Giving yourself full permission to be exactly where you are, to feel what you're feeling, to think what you're thinking, letting go of any agenda or any idea that you need to clear your mind, and instead enjoy this beautiful settling sound, this simple anchor of one, one, one. And if at any point it seems to slip away, don't try to hold on, just let it go. You're doing great. Keep the eyes closed. And we can start to let go of the intention to meditate. We can start to let go of this sound inside. And as we dance in this liminal space, I invite you to imagine on your next breath, flooding your heart with that frequency of pure, unconditional love. And as you exhale, imagine weaving a beautiful mycelial network between the hearts of every single person joining in on this global meditation. You can imagine sending this pure, unconditional love from the very center of your heart to one other person, or perhaps all of these people. As if we're starting to build this beautiful web, like a golden string linking all of our hearts, utilizing this field of collective intelligence that we're tapping into and strengthening, amplifying our coherence by imagining a beautiful golden thread connecting every single heart with the frequency of pure unconditional love, and inviting in other people who will be tuning in, past, present, and future, including them in this web of consciousness. Feeling not only your own brain-heart coherence, but letting it be amplified and activated by every other person joining in on this meditation. And from this place of connection and groundedness, I invite you to think of the top 3 things that you are most grateful for in your life right now. And if more things start to come to your mind, you can give thanks for those as well. Air to breathe, food to eat, a place to sleep, people who love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Even the challenges, thank you, thank you, thank you. And from this place of groundedness and gratitude, I invite you to ask the question, what would I love? What would I love? And it does not matter how big or how small this desire is. Trust that your desires are divinely inspired, that nature has given you this desire, that it is uniquely yours. What would I love? And it could be a cup of coffee, a nap, world peace, economic reform. Like, what would I love if I could wave a magic wand over not only my life, but this planet? What would I love? And tuning into, what does your version of heaven on earth feel like, look like? So, like, you're living your version of heaven, your dream home, dream relationship, dream life, dream job, like your version. What does heaven on earth look and feel like for you in your reality? And now pulling the lens of your awareness out and asking the question, what does heaven on earth feel like for the whole planet? Like, what does my version of heaven on earth look and feel like? If I could wave a magic wand over the species, over the planet, over the systems, what would I love? If there was no dream too big, if there was no system too complex to implement, what would I love? And with this beautiful container set, with these prayers being amplified, with thousands of people joining in, amplifying this frequency of heaven on earth in our bodies and our realities and on this planet, I invite you to simply send some love out to the whole planet. All your friends, all your enemies, your family, every country, every continent. Just imagine encapsulating the entire planet with the frequency of pure, unconditional love. As if you are this beautiful divine being with giant angel wings, and you could just wrap your wings around the whole planet, letting every single person, child, animal feel held, feel loved, feel safe, feel perfect, exactly as they are. And I invite you to imagine a reality where tomorrow morning, all 8 billion humans wake up and did their own version of meditation. That 8 billion humans wake up, freshen up, and then drop into deep coherence. Remember their own divinity. Turn up the dial on their divinity. Remember just how creative and powerful they are by getting still, by getting silent, by moving beyond the realm of thinking into the realm of pure being. What would that reality feel like with 8 billion of us all meditating together? Eight billion humans flooding their brains and body with bliss, with dopamine, with serotonin, with adaptation energy. 8 billion humans feeling smarter, their IQ increasing, their bliss and pleasure increasing, their creativity increasing, their collaboration increasing. What does that reality feel like? How much more fun would that be? And with that beautiful prayer in your mind, I invite you to commit to your own practice. What is a promise that you're willing to make to yourself? Those of you who have had a regular practice, can you tune into how much more elegant, how much more grace, how much more ease there was in your life when you were getting to the chair every day, not just once, but twice a day? Those of you who are new to meditation, can you imagine a reality where stress starts to melt away and is replaced by bliss and creativity? And really tuning into that still small voice inside. What is my commitment to myself? Is it simply taking 15 minutes in the morning before I get on my phone? I'm going to meditate. So before I pick up my kids from school, I'm going to take 15 minutes and saturate my brain and body with bliss. What is your promise to yourself? And taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for saying yes to this, for carving out space in your day, for coming together and activating and amplifying your prayers with so many other beautiful beings. And taking a big breath into your belly. Exhaling on a sigh. Starting to breathe some energy and life into your hands, into your feet. Maybe taking a stretch, and in your own time, whenever you are ready, you can start to slowly, gently open the eyes. Oh, giving yourself an enormous high five, looking around at all these sweet, sparkly faces, seeing if you can see a little bit more bliss, a little bit more love, a little bit more life force in the eyes of all these amazing meditators who have joined us. Actually feeling through the field of the people who will watch this in the future, tuning into their hearts, into their consciousness. And then I would love to just hear in the comments what that felt like for you. Was it new? Was it surprising? Did an insight come in? Did your dream surprise you? Did the meditation feel fast or slow or challenging or easy? I would just love to hear how we can support you. Yeah, people are feeling deep relaxation, bliss, gratitude. Amazing. I cried. Amen. Those tears are so welcome here. Someone's asking if Ziva changed from 20 minutes to 15 minutes. So those of you who have done Ziva online, we teach a 15-minute twice a day practice. Those of you who have learned with me in person and gotten your own personalized mantra, that's 20 minutes twice a day. So it just depends on what kind of training you've gotten. I was flying in the sky. I felt a grief purge come through and I cried. Yes, Jamie, there's so much to grieve right now. And I think that grief can be part of the meditation. Oftentimes, when we get safe enough in our body, all the feelings that we've been holding on to start to come up and out. So I'm really glad that you had that purge and that the tears came through. They're very welcome here. I remember what it feels like to have space. Yes, as a dedicated twice a day meditator, it was great to meditate with other people and to be guided by Emily. I felt held and connected. Amen. I miss doing this. I'm making a commitment to starting to teach live more because I really miss it. And I do want to share as a thank you for those of you who are new and those of you who want to commit to a daily practice and who really want to get trained. And what are the mechanics of this? What's the neurochemistry of this? How do I not try and fight my thoughts? You can use the code meditate50, and that's going to give you 50% off of our flagship training, which is called Ziva Meditation or Ziva Online. Caroline just put the links in the comment. You can go to zivameditation.com/online, and you can use the code meditate50, and that's going to give you 50% off of our flagship training. There's also a payment plan there to make this so accessible. So if you are wanting to commit to a life of bliss, of adaptation energy, of regulating your nervous system, of increasing adaptation energy at a time where we are being asked to adapt increasingly more quickly, then we would really love for you to take advantage of this gift and this opportunity. And it's also really fun when a lot of people join in together, because then you'll notice we have an amazing community of people as well. And it's fun when everyone's on the same page. And I think since we have almost 1,000 people here, a lot of people are going to be starting together. So that'll be nice. Oh, Nicole said it felt like I didn't have a body. It was simple awareness, soaking all the surroundings and my own thoughts, everything blended together. It was almost scary to be alone, to not be distracted, to be floating in a sea of white, blank safety, opening freedom. So, Nicole, I really want to affirm that experience that if you were to able to access transcendence, which probably many of you were for the first time ever, you are moving beyond the realm of thinking into the realm of pure being. We're sort of accessing that space beyond the veil. And that can be a really unique new experience. And that's why it's nice to have guidance and community through that. But I just want you to know that you're safe, you are held, you do have a body, you're back. But all that sounds beautiful and right on schedule. Yeah, beautiful. The knot in my stomach disappeared. I felt so much lighter and relaxed. Great. And those of you who are having any issues, or know that sometimes, often on day like 5 or 6 of the training, some people can have a bit of what we call unstressing or detox, where it's like a lifetime of stress starts to come up and out of the body. So we have a lot of support for you in there as well. But if you're having a bit of tears or a bit of rage, know that that is a-okay. And it's like, thank you and goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. Know that that's actually your body feeling safe enough with the bliss to let go of the unprocessed stuff. Yeah, beautiful. I also want to share that Aaron has an amazing breathwork course, and Aaron really is a world-class teacher, and he's put a lot of time and energy into the mechanics of breath, different types of breathing, up for upregulation, downregulation, and he has a special link for us as well. So Caroline, if you can put that into the comments, you guys can check out Aaron's breathwork course. And I think that breathwork and meditation, similar to meditation and manifesting, they really are so much better together. It's like if you breathe before you meditate, or if you meditate before you breathe, it's like each one gets really amplified. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Carrie's saying, is having a head hurt during meditation and feeling lightheaded normal? The lightheadedness is very normal. If your head is hurting, especially if you're having headaches right up here in the prefrontal cortex, usually that's an indicator that we're using a little bit too much effort, that we're concentrating or focusing on the mantra, when actually the sound that we were using today wants to be like a forgetting device. Like it's that we hear it like a whisper of an echo in the background of the mind. And so the less effort you use, the more enjoyable it's going to be. The more you focus and concentrate, it can start to give you headaches in the prefrontal cortex. Yeah, great. So Caroline just put the link to Aaron's course, and you can use the code Ziva, and that's going to get you 10% off of his breathwork course. Laura, yes, we will do an advanced technique training again. I'm loving all these questions. Thank you. So those of you who are already, oh, Valerie's saying, I love these group meditations. Me too. It was like a church bell went off in the distance. Great. Okay, so a couple of invitations for you. I'd say the main one is, if those of you who have already enrolled in Ziva meditation, go take it again. If you've fallen off the wagon, know that you have lifetime access to that training, even though it only takes 15 minutes a day for 15 days. Once you enroll, you have access for life. And it's usually $399 to enroll. Right now, those of you who are here and joining us, we're giving you 50% off, and you can use the code MEDITATE50. So I just want to say again, it's a 15-day training that is designed to teach you to be self-sufficient in mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. And then once you graduate, you have these tools to take with you for life, and you can come back to the course anytime you want to. So those of you who are on the once-a-day train, or those of you who have fallen off completely, just take the course again. Take the course again, jump into the community, get an accountability buddy. And like I said, I'm going to stay on for a few minutes in a moment for those of you who are already done Ziva to help you get accountability buddies to ask meditator questions. So that would be Meditate 50 for those of you who are new. Couple of other invitations for you. We're doing a live free event on June 11th, and that is going to be an information session all about a pilgrimage and expedition that I'm doing in Egypt in October. So those of you who've been with me for a while know that I've been getting big downloads, big dreams to take a group to Egypt, to the pyramids. And we're doing that in October, taking just 23 folks. And we're going to do a pilgrimage from the bottom of the Nile up to the top. So we're going to start at the Isis temple, the Philae temple. We're going to do an offering to the Egyptian goddess of motherhood and sex and magic. And then we're going to travel up the Nile, up the chakra system. And we're going to culminate at a big activation at the pyramids. So that is going to be happening in October, but we're doing a free information session on June 11th. And those are, Greg's like, hands up, I'm in. Gregory's like, pick me. So Gregory, if this is a yes, and look, Egypt is like India. It's like when it calls you, it calls you. So those of you who are like, I know I want in, I would recommend you just go ahead and enroll even before the session, because we've had so much interest. I think it's going to sell out on that call on June 11th. If you have questions, you can email info@zivameditation.com and ask questions. But we are going to do just basically going to be like the prep session of like, what is it? We have private access to almost every single temple. So we're going to get to do private ceremonies in the Isis temple, in the temple of Karnak, which is reportedly where Jesus and Mary Magdalene had like a union ceremony. We're going, our boat that we're traveling up the Nile is called the Magdalena. So it's basically like a floating Mary Magdalene temple. And I just finished Magdalene Revealed and starting to learn that Magdalene is like the feminine Christ consciousness. So lots and lots of learnings, but all of that would be, this is like an advanced pilgrimage. And I would very much recommend that before you come on this trip, that you already have a twice a day practice, because the downloads and the transmissions that are going to come through are going to be really big. And you're going to need your nervous system to be regulated and your bandwidth to be big, because Egypt is not a joke. It is, anything that is not serving your future you will not make it through the portal of Egypt. And the more your nervous system is regulated, the more magic you're going to be able to receive. So Caroline just put that link there. You can just go to zivameditation.com/Egypt invite. And that's going to be for that free event on June 11th. What else? What have I missed? Anything else, Caroline, that I should share?
There were a few people asking if we help you find accountability partners, and that's a huge piece of what Ziva Meditation supports you with. So we have a built-in community so you can connect with others and really keep your practice consistent.
Amazing. Yeah. So there's and those of you who are already Ziva meditators, in a moment, we're gonna stay around and we'll drop you into small groups so you can help find a buddy. And then yes, Caroline said we do have a beautiful community for that once you are in the course. Also, I'm going to put the link here. Those of you who are like, do you have a link to the actual trip? It's just zivameditation.com/Egypt. If you want to check that out, or if you want to go ahead and enroll. Um, Amber Lee is saying, I've been listening to your podcast and I love your energy. So I'm not allowed to say anything about the podcast right now because they're really going black. Like we were in a dark period, but just save the date for next Tuesday, the 27th, because something that may or may not be related to the podcast is coming on the 27th. And it's going to be a doozy. Okay, great. What other questions do you have? Join the newsletter. Yes, Shelby's saying join our newsletter. Get on our email list at zivameditation.com. And know that we do all of this. We do the podcast, we do these weekly emails, we do these live events because we really want you meditating. So if there's anything, especially those of you who are already students, like please reach out for help, reach out in the community, get an accountability buddy, whatever you can do and whatever we can do to get your buns in the chair every single day, ideally twice a day. That is our job. Like that is why we exist. And we want to help you feel better. We want to help you flood your brain and bodies with dopamine and serotonin. So, oh my gosh, Amber Lee just said she just signed up for Ziva Online. I can't wait. Thank you for the discount. You are so, so welcome. Oh, Candace says recommendations for passing this children healing to children too. Yes. As a matter of fact, I spent 2 years of my life making a kids meditation training with Sesame Street, folks from Sesame Street and Harvard child psychologists. So we have a kids meditation training and it's for 4 to 14-year-olds. And that's at zivameditation.com/kids. It's awesome. So yeah, just zivameditation.com/kids. Really, really proud of it. I've got a puppet sidekick. His name is Z Bunny. He's hilarious. Kids fall in love with him. And it's a 7-day training in the Ziva technique, which is mindfulness, meditation, and manifesting. Oh my gosh, Christy saying I did this back in 2017. Amazing. Okay, so those of you who have not yet done Ziva online, I would recommend go to zivameditation.com/online, use that code meditate50, take that gift from us, go in, do your first session right now. It's 15 minutes every day, and you'll unlock a new lesson every day for 15 minutes. Those of you who have already done Ziva meditation, if you want to stick around, we're going to break you into small groups, do a little bit of a meditator Q&A and advanced session. So those of you who are not yet Ziva meditators, thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate your time and your attention. You can just simply leave the meeting. And those of you who are already Ziva meditators, let's stick around and we'll have a little knowledge meeting and accountability session. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, Elena's saying next year is her 9 years Ziva meditation anniversary. Margaret said, I just finished the payment plan. That made it easy. I'm so glad, Margaret. My pleasure. Okay. Here we are. Hi, Mark. Hi, Layla. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Jennifer. Oh my God, it's so good to see so many familiar faces. Hi, Elena. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Jim. Hi, Allison. Michelle. Oh my gosh, hi. Yes, yes, yes. Also, my mom is on here. Margie Fletcher's here, you guys. Let's give it up for Margie Fletcher. My mom was just blowing up the comments. She was like, thank you, my beautiful daughter. Mom, thank you, my beautiful mom. I wouldn't be here without you. I learned everything I know from you. Okay, so talk to me. How has it been going? I know we haven't done a ton of group meditations. I know it's hard to stay committed when you don't have accountability or regular check-ins. So just talk to me. What's been working? What's been challenging? How can I support? You can either just put it in the comments. I don't think there's that many of us. Actually, there's 264 people left. So maybe there are a lot. So why don't you raise your hand? So if you want to have a question or share a win or need some support, just go to what do you go to? More? No.
Go to react and
there we go.
Raise your hand.
That little heart, react, and then raise hand, and that'll put you in the queue. Okay. Boom. Marzea, coming to you. Is that how you say your name, Marzea?
Marcia, yes.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for this. This was amazing. I feel like when I first joined Ziva last year, you had more of these and they're just like really good.
Yay, I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I guess the place I'm feeling stuck is with my manifestation practice.
Mm-hmm.
and trying to like let go of, the when and the how and focusing on the what and the why.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like, okay, if this doesn't happen, by X, then it's kind of like not, I don't want to say like not worth it, but it's like I need it to happen in this time frame. Otherwise, it's like not what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And can anyone relate to that? Like you're manifesting and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this manifestation, but if it doesn't happen by the end of the month, fuck this. This is not working. I'm in panic mode. Like this sucks. Everything's gonna be ruined if I don't manifest this thing by X date. Anyone
Yeah,
ever been there?
not like so extreme, but like,
I
yeah,
mean, look,
kind
I'm
of.
really just sharing my own internal dialogue because I have been
Yeah.
there, girl. I'm like, I am manifesting on a schedule. I get it. So can you share what are you manifesting? We'll do a little manifesting advanced
Yeah.
coaching. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I recently went through like a whole like functional medicine training
Mhm.
to become like, certified and to be able to like coach people. And in hopes of like that I could start to like obviously help people, but also let go of my like day job. And it's like, well, if this doesn't like, make the income that I wanted to, I'm still like stuck in my day job. Um, but yeah, it's been hard. Like I feel like I'm doing it, but I think maybe I have that death grip that you talk about. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and it's
Okay.
like, yeah.
And so tell me, like, can you say in one or two sentences, if you could wave a magic wand, like, what would you
Mhm.
love? What do you want? Like and actually say it past tense. Like, I am so grateful now that blank.
I'm so grateful now that I've replaced my day job income with my coaching business and I can let
Hold
go
on.
of the day
Someone
job
is
that's not serving me anymore.
Listen,
I can't tell who's unmuted. I only see you, but Carolyn, can you help us mute
Yeah, there's
whoever
definitely
else?
some noise.
Oh, it's Amanda. There we go. Okay. Okay, got you. All right, will you say it again? I'm so
Yeah.
grateful now that.
I'm so grateful now that I've replaced my income with my coaching business so that I can let go of a job that's no longer serving me.
Okay, so close. So close. I just I want it to feel like I want to be turned on by your dream. I want you to be turned on. I don't want replaced. I don't want like this thing that's no longer serving me. Like no
Mm-hmm.
complaints in the prayer. Like
Okay.
only like I am so grateful now that I am doing the thing that I love and making more money than I thought possible and
Mm-hmm.
helping people like feel happier and healthier. And I'm making 10K a month or whatever your number is, right? So like
Yeah.
nothing from the past, nothing that doesn't go with us. So can you just say it one more time in a way that
Yeah.
like really lights you up?
I'm so grateful that I'm fulfilling my purpose of helping people get healthier and making more money than I ever did.
Great. And then I just want you don't have to do it out loud, but like I want you to get into like how much a month? Is it 10K a month? Is it 5K a month? Is it 100K a month? Like it doesn't matter, like whatever the number is that turns you on
Mm-hmm.
and that feels achievable, right? That's like this is I believe that this is possible. Right. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you're like, if making $1 million a month does not feel possible for you, then manifesting it is going to create contraction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's just step one. It's just refining that you're really clear on the dream and that you can say it and that you ask for help too. Like from that place of
Mm-hmm.
meditation, like, hey guides, hey unseen team, like I would love your help in getting to this place of feeling so grateful now that I am living my dharma, helping people, making X amount a month. So like that's the frequency we want to be in. And then
Mm-hmm.
anytime you go into like, well, if this doesn't work out by this, then I still have to do this job. Instead, it could
Mm-hmm.
be like, God, thank goodness I have an income right now. Like, thank goodness I have a job right now that is allowing me to prepare for this dream job. Right. So anytime you start to feel the contraction, just be like, just notice it, right? Like that's the contraction that's educating you as to like, what would the expansion feel like? And if you're in real fear, it's hard to go from full fear to like outrageous gratitude. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
usually too far of a jump. So if you can go from like fear and panic to like, actually, I'm safe. You know what I mean? Just can you go like one,
Mm-hmm.
2 clicks up the vibrational scale? Right? Of like,
Yeah.
right now I'm safe. Right now I do have a job. Thank goodness. right? And then like from that
Yeah.
place, then you can start to imagine like, I'm so grateful that I'm in this spot. And then the other piece is just purging. Like, you know, we talk about this a lot in Ziva magic, but it's just like, you gotta, anything that's not a vibrational match for the dream has to be named, witnessed, moved, alchemized. So what you could do is like, probably as you say that dream, I'm so happy and grateful now that this is happening. You can feel
Mm-hmm.
the little pieces of you that doesn't believe it, the little pieces
Mm-hmm.
of you that aren't fully a match. And I would recommend that you get a voice note out and purge that, like, and just like name it, get it out in the open, because otherwise it just takes up real estate inside. And we want that real estate pointed towards the dream. Okay, thank you
Gotcha.
so much. Really, really good.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I want to do, because people were saying, how am I going to help you get an accountability buddy? Because I do think that you not only having the training, which most of you have, but also having a time to check in with, like someone to check in with and a time to check in, you're 95% more likely to commit to your meditation practice. Okay. So those of you who already have, like those of you who are moving into mastery and you have your group, you could use that. Those of you who already have buddies in Ziva, great. I would say reignite that. It doesn't have to be just one person, but those of you who are here right now, like I would recommend just taking, you can go to the bottom on the, go to chat, and then you can see people's names here. And I would just DM someone. You can just be like, hey, do you want to be buddies? Like you could do that right now. I'm also going to break us into small groups, and I'm going to give you a prompt to share, because that's going to be helpful as well, to just be like, oh, I really like you. Now we have a personal connection. Hey, do you want to DM numbers and exchange? This is going to be a self-organizing situation. But Caroline, in a moment, can you break us into groups of let's do 5, just because some people might be tuning in and not totally present. And then we'll come back and we'll do a bit more Q&A. So I just want to give you a time. The thing I want you to share is, what do you love most about meditation, and what do you find the most frustrating about meditation? Right? Like, what do you like it's like a real celebration and a purge. Like, I love it, but I just don't have any fucking time. Or like, I love it, but whatever your thing is, like just name your favorite thing and your most frustrating thing. I think it's going to help us also create some, like, who's my people out there? Who's my accountability buddy? Okay. So Caroline's going to pop us into rooms. Abigail, I'll let you ask your question while that's happening. Oh, no, it's happened. Never mind. We'll do it when we come back. That was fast, Caroline. Amazing.
And to everyone who is currently watching our live stream on YouTube or watching the replay, you can use this time if you want to jump into the community and connect with someone in the live community inside your courses.
And they just go to ziva.zivameditation.com, right?
So you'll log in, you'll see your courses at the top. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see the community, and you can jump in the meditators group. There is a thread specifically for finding an accountability partner. So use this 5 minutes and go find yourself an accountability buddy.
Okay, so I just said they had 30 seconds each, 30 times 5. I don't know how long that is, but I think with like
About
5
3
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, we can do
Okay.
3 to 4 minutes.
Okay. Sarah and Abigail, do you guys want to be in a room? And Barb, do you guys
Not
want
really. There were people in my room, but they weren't people.
Oh, they weren't. Okay. Great. Well, you guys can maybe do it here, those of you who are here. So the prompt is simply, what do you love most about meditation? What do you find the most frustrating about meditation? And you have like 30 seconds each. So Sarah, you want to start? You just unmute yourself. Just hit that little audio button on the bottom.
Oh, okay. So for me, I started doing it last year, and I just felt more grounded, and it kind of brought me back to myself. And since then, I've changed my whole life, I feel like. Yes.
Gotta
So
do this. I gotta do this meeting. You guys, I gotta do this meeting for a while. Sorry.
yeah, that's
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna mute.
um
Huh.
sorry, I'm like fangirling right now. I follow you everywhere. So like I was like, are you talking to me?
I am, Sarah. I'm talking to you.
I feel like I'm gonna cry. Okay, yeah. So It's
Hi.
great to meet you.
I'll cry with you. Yeah. We can cry together. It's really great to meet you too.
Okay. Yes. So it's really, I feel like you've changed my life. So thank you.
Can you share what has changed?
Um, I feel like I was just in a state of not being present ever and just kind of like going through the motions of life and not being good for my three little girls and um, just not being a good version of myself. And I feel like it's centering me. And I listened to all your podcasts, I've read your book. And I just feel like I've grown so much in the last year that I'm like ready for more. Like, why not me?
That's
And
right. Why not you? Why not you? Yeah, and I want to really celebrate like the growth and thank you for showing up for your daughters and thank you for showing up for yourself. It's really beautiful.
I
Yeah.
feel like just talking to you right now is like some kind of synchronicity that is happening. And yeah, the fact that you and I are speaking, it's like something's on the precipice, you know?
What do you want? What do you want to be on the precipice?
I want to live a purpose, impactful life, and I haven't been. Um, and I feel like I envy other people that take like their passion and impact others. Um, and I haven't been.
And know that then that thing that you're so passionate about, it's like the classic story of like, I was a baker, I loved baking, and then I made a bakery, and now I'm doing accounting all day. You know what I mean? So like, I love meditation, I teach meditation, and now I'm an online marketing CEO. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a both and, like it's every rose has a thorn, So I
Yeah.
just want you to know that, like, celebrate the roses of your life right now, and know that when you're living your purpose and your passion, there'll be thorns there too. You know what I mean? So it's like, celebrate the roses and the thorns of what's happening now, and know that when
Yes.
you're in your purpose, there'll be thorns there, and it'll be amazing. Okay, it's really nice to meet you, Sarah. Abigail, I want to hand the mic to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you. And my homework assignment to you will be to write out, like, what is the purpose? What is the passion? Like, get really specific about how you want to be helping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You.
Abigail, coming to you.
I think we may only have a few seconds left in the breakout room, but in any case, hi, Emily. Sarah, I remember when I once picked up the phone and it was Emily, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Like, I couldn't function. So I'm there with you. So I mentioned in the chat, I have kind of a manifesting challenge that I'm having right now. It's not the thing I find most frustrating, but can I talk to you about that?
Yeah, totally.
So I think I'm pretty good at what I kind of understand, like the style that you put forward to be. Like, I'm pretty good at like getting to the high level of what I want, and I'm not overly focused on the specifics of like exactly when, exactly how. But I've also heard kind of like, I don't know if it's competing, but like one of my friends who's like really into manifesting, she was like, no, you have to be like really specific and say exactly what you want and when, like not be overly attached to it, but like be the specificity is what like gives the universe the direction for you. And so so she's like, she had me try like writing like a future vision, like by this time I am in this and I am doing this and I am here and I have achieved this success. And I did that, but I don't quite know how to incorporate it with the way I think about like my Ziva manifesting. And so I just wondered if you could speak to that or coach me on it.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So I think people are going to be coming in. I think the groups are closed.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just pause and then I'll just let everyone know the
Perfect.
question so that they can all hear the answer. Because I think it'll be really
Thank you.
helpful for everyone.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Chris. I'm so excited to see you on the retreat in a few days. I'm getting geared up. That we're doing a retreat in Colorado Springs at the Garden of the Gods starting on Thursday. So stoked about that. Okay, so Abigail had an amazing question about manifesting, where she's saying, like in the Ziva style, it's like don't worry too much about the when and the how, just focus on the what and the why. And then she had a friend who was coaching her saying like the specificity really matters. And so well, now we go. I was like, I thought everyone bounced, but we got a lot of folks. I'm going to say that again. So we had a great question come up, and it's around manifesting. And basically, Abigail was saying, like, in Ziva style, I'm very big on like, you get clear on what you want and why you want it. Let the when and the how be handled by nature. right? And then she was saying her friend was coaching her and saying, though, the specificity really matters. You have to write it out. You have to put the timing, like you have to be specific with the universe. That's how it is answered. And so I just wanted to answer this for everyone and let everyone know the context of the question because I think it can help. So I'll start by saying that there are different types of manifestors. I think we released a quiz last year and we're about to do another manifesting quiz in a bit. That basically helps you get tuned into your unique style of manifesting. There are active in the Ziva language, we would call it active manifestors and receptive manifestors. And active manifestors, the details really matter, like meaning that you can smell the paint and feel the leather of the steering wheel and like smell the cologne and you know the texture of the rug in your dream home and you know the HR policy at the dream job. Like the details get you off, the details light you up. And it gets you closer and you feel more in resonance because of the specificity of the dream. Now, there are other types of manifestors that are receptive, and that's like me. And to be honest, I kind of judged myself and I felt a little bit like a hypocrite and a failure because I couldn't see the exact details, even though I was teaching manifesting. For me, it's just much more of like a body knowing. Like I can just feel the person. I just know the job. Like I'm just like, I don't know exactly what Egypt is, but like there's something in Egypt, or it's like, so for me, it's more about the feeling of it. And so I would just invite you, Abigail, to experiment with it and see like, do the details feel good or do the details feel stressful? Because the feeling is the secret, right? So I don't want you to think like, oh, well, I did the details and it didn't work, it didn't show up, or I didn't do the details and it didn't show up. Because again, the when and the how is not our job. Because who's to say that whatever shows up on the way to manifesting this thing is not actually the destiny or the dharma? Right. So what I want you to tune into is try manifesting with outrageous specificity, see how that feels, and then try it with just like the feeling of it and see how that feels. And then know that we're going to go into more detail. We have a quiz coming out soon. It's going to tell you if you are a visionary manifester, a magnet manifester, or an alchemist manifester. So that one's going to be cool. So stay tuned for that. All right. How was that in the groups? So that was really just a chance for you to get to meet some other meditators, have a bit of a personal connection. If you really liked someone, if you really vibe with someone, you can DM them and say, hey, I'm looking for a buddy. Do you want to trade information? Or you could see if you feel comfortable, you could put your stuff in the chat or be like, hey, we have an accountability group going. Do you want to join? But if you have one and you want to invite people in, you could share in the comments right now. If you're looking for one, you could share in the comments. Also, you can go into your course. There's a community inside of the course. So there's zivameditation.com. You log in and there's a Ziva meditators community. And there you could also, if you're like, I don't like any of these people, I think they all have BO. I want a different accountability buddy. You could go into your Ziva community and find someone there. I imagine, I mean, Zoom, good news about Zoom is that you can't tell anybody yet. Probably AI will change that. But I think that there's plenty of amazing people here to find someone. And really the people are asking, how do you use your buddy? I think it's very, you don't have to be in the same time zone. You don't have to have a call every day. I personally would recommend like a weekly check-in, and it could just be a text. Like you could just be like 14 out of 14, boom, high five, 10 out of 14, boom, right? So twice a day meditation is 14 a week. So I would just recommend like a Sunday afternoon check-in that you make a promise that by Sunday at midnight, I'm going to report back and I'm going to check in on my buddy. Hey, how many did you do? And then if you wanted to get fancy, you could make a promise or a consequence around it, right? That like, okay, whoever does the more meditations this week, like whoever does the least amount of meditations this week owes the other one $10 or like whatever, like make it fun, like make a gamify it somehow, but put some consequences on the table so that you, so that, you know, if a lifetime of bliss and fulfillment and better sex and more immune function and happiness and creativity is not reward enough, throw a couple bucks on the table and see if that doesn't motivate you. Good. What else? I'm so curious why everyone keeps unmuting themselves. Can you help to change that, Caroline? So that's how we can ask them to unmute. Okay. Are there any other questions? Any other things that people want to celebrate or want some coaching on? Any questions about, anything that's coming up? Oh, Abigail, great. Coming back to you. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So the thing that's most frustrating for me about meditation is actually the mindfulness practice. I have like everything else is super smooth, and the mindfulness, sometimes I have to do it like restart it like 7 times because I can't even get through 10 seconds.
What happened?
I just start thinking. I just go into thinking and thinking about my life, and then I have to kind of go, oh shit, I was thinking, but I wasn't if I was in meditation, I would just go back to my mantra. But because I'm in mindfulness, I feel like, no, I have to actually be mindful. So now I have to circle back and restart it.
And how long have you been meditating now?
5 years.
Okay. So
I do it. It's just frustrating.
Yeah. So good news. I think your brain is just telling you that you don't need that anymore. Like the mindfulness, to be honest, is a little bit of training wheels. It's like I do that for people who are kind of starting out to give, it's like a toddler. Like I can't, like my son is 6. If I go up to him and take his Pokemon cards away from him without giving him something else, it's like, right. Or if he's on an iPad and I take the iPad away and don't give him something else or give him warning, he's going to go apoplectic. Right. So we're all addicted to thinking. We're addicted to our stress. We're addicted to the doing. So if you try to go from this to like this for a beginner, no way. So the mindfulness is just a bit of a gear shift to take you from that realm of thinking into being. You've been doing this 5 years. Those neuropeptide connections are paved. You just sit down on the couch with a vague intention to meditate and your body will start to access the bliss field.
It does. It's crazy.
So I would just say, let go of it.
Okay.
And
so
if
okay
you
to
need
start
it,
there, but then just
totally. If you need it, you have it, but you don't feel like you have to do it, especially if it's hanging up. Just drop in, close your eyes, mantra, mantra, mantra.
Thank you so much.
You're solving all my problems. Just got you out of mindfulness jail.
Thank you.
Easy. Now you have so much more time for manifesting.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, this has been so fun. Okay, that's cool to know. People are loving that. I love all the numbers that are being exchanged. Arlene is looking for someone. Yes, Helen is feeling freed by that. Good. Okay. Great. Oh, meditation snacks. Interesting. Elena's saying, great to share. We discussed breaking the second meditation for those of us doing 20 to 30 into meditation snacks, smaller meditations to support the brain when having hard times. Yeah. So you can a friendly reminder that with Ziva Online, it's 15 minutes twice a day. With Ziva Live, it's 20 minutes twice a day. With your advanced technique, it's 30 minutes twice a day. So for those of you who are doing 20 or 30 and you wanted to break it up into 15 and 15 or 10 and 10, that would be a-okay. I wouldn't want that to be your everyday practice, but you guys, you've been doing this a decade, Elena, like you know what you're doing. I trust you. And certainly doing 2 15-minute sessions would be much better than not at all. And again, we don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Don't let good be the enemy of done. And just know I think yesterday, I forget, I didn't sleep very well 2 nights ago. And I could feel myself like I was feeling like a bit of adrenaline and cortisol dumping because of the sleep deprivation. And I felt myself just getting addicted to the doing. And I just kept doing and doing and doing. And then finally, I mean, it took everything I had to just stop and sit down and close my eyes. But afterwards, I was like, like it truly felt like I had a new lease on life. So I just want to say that I've been doing this for 18 years, you guys. And yesterday I had to strong arm myself into the chair. Like I had to dom myself into meditation, and I'm so glad that I did. But if you're feeling that, if you're like, why isn't this easy? Why don't I want to soak in bliss? Know that like, just because you're a human and we don't want to eat vegetables, just like we don't want to meditate and we don't want to exercise, but you just do it anyway. Okay. You just do it because it's real good for you. Okay. So, you guys have done an amazing, amazing job. I have to go pick someone up from the train station. So Yosh, I will get you next time. If you're enjoying these, we're going to start doing more. I would love to have you at the Egypt session on June 11th. For those of you who are curious. And any other announcements, if you have friends or family that are interested in starting Ziva, you could send them this replay. We'll send it out and they can use that code Meditate50. I think it's available for like the next 48 or 72 hours. So it's a great time to get people meditating and to get people on the bliss train. Anything else before we wrap? Oh my God, my mom. I enjoyed the Real Meditation segment. You do such a fabulous job. Applause, applause, applause. Thanks, Mom. All right. My friend I'm picking up the train station is here. I love you. I'll see you on June 11th, hopefully. And then stay tuned because we have a big announcement on Tuesday about the podcast. And then we're doing a big event on July 22nd. Is that right? July 21st or 22nd?
We'll be announcing very soon. So keep
Okay.
eyes and ears.
Yeah.